What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, resident day trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades for the day. Um, Definitely a disappointing day, man. I just not in the zone, man. Just not in the zone. I can't seem to stay consistently focused, and consistently patient. Like, I feel like the longer I have to wait, the more antsy it's still like a part of me that feels like I have to trade. I have to take a trade. And so if I'm waiting, like, okay, I don't trade. I have an alarm that goes off. Excuse me. I have an alarm that goes off after the first 10 minutes of trading. Like, because I've committed to not trading the open. I want to let the price action calm down. I want to let things kind of settle and choose their direction. I don't know. Sometimes I really feel like that it may need to be 15 or 20 minutes. But so after that 10 minutes is up, I'm looking like I'm eagerly looking for an entry to take. And it's really just the wrong mindset. It's almost like I need to assume that there won't be any trades, and wait till I'm surprised. Like, wait till I see something like hey, let's what is this right here, and pull it up and investigate and see, and constantly be leaning towards not taking the trade instead of, like, I've never been gun shy with trading. I've always been eagerly ready to put my order in. You know what I mean? Some people struggle with not wanting to pull the trigger when it's time. I'm always ready to pull the trigger. Well, not always, but usually once I get 2 or 3 red trades, now I start getting kind of cautious and worried. And that's usually when I miss the good trades. But anyway, just clear rule breaks. This blue line here is the top of the opening range. And that's one of the things on the checklist that I'm not supposed to take any entries unless they're above the opening range. And as you can see, this is well below the opening range, right? Do have a higher high slightly and a higher low, and it does test VWAP, but not HVS, because this is the HVS line. It's way below that. Like, to me, this should be just as bad as taking a trade below VWAP. That's my first time saying that out loud. Taking a trade below HVS is just as bad as taking a trade below VWAP for my strategy. Yeah. Because the whole thing about it being above the opening, I've seen this happen a lot, where it sets a top at the opening range, comes back down, and then retests that same level before heading back down again, And even though it did make a higher low here, that's what made me feel like, okay, it could turn around and keep going. This kind of pullback is very aggressive, right? Aggressive pullback. That's a disqualifier. Ignored it. Big red candle. And really, I don't even want to see big green candles. You want to see big green candles after you enter the position. But before you enter the position, it's just the move has been made. You know what I mean? And with that kind of move up, you got to expect a long pullback or a long consolidation. And that's what it did. It consolidated for a long time after this aggressive move up. And then it went up to the next level. So just another example of impatience and just feeling too eager. Like, I got to trade. Just got to chill, man. Just got to chill. Yeah, so under opening range, aggressive pullback. That's 2x rule break minus 1R. It could be so simple if I let it be, And it's just so discouraging to do this to myself. You know, it's not the market. I can't be like, oh man, the market is jacking me. No, this is literally me. It's literally me. Um. Anyway, all right, Meta. It's like straight embarrassing to see that my checklist is right here on my trade screen, and I just be completely ignoring it. So Meta, I was watching Meta make this move, and I actually was really eyeballing this entry, but I disqualified it because it was a lower high here. Yeah. Yeah, so we got the high here, lower high. I'm sorry, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher low, lower high, and then we got a lower low again. Plus this big red candle, large topping tail. Lots of reasons to not take this trade. So in that sense, good job. But we got this bounce, and then we come up and make a high. If this made a higher high in reference to that would have been a kind of a good look. But so I missed this entry and had a little FOMO, and then saw it pull back here to this line, and really this was just FOMO from missing this. I saw the SPY started to make its move up again, and I wanted to take something. This was a bad trade on a few reasons. One is very far above the opening range and VWAP. Like there's two rule breaks right there. And what's worse is I was already down 3R. And I was in Microsoft, which is my 4R risk. It was working at the time, but that's 4R risk in that position. And then I jump into this position, 5R risk. So what happened? This thing starts dipping. Microsoft starts dipping, and then my broker kicks me out of my position because my max loss is $100. And when I start going too far past, they liquidate my positions to save my account, which I asked them to do. So, and it sucks because like right after I got out, it started going up again, but it ended up going back down, so it didn't matter. But Meta, at least it's above opening range of VWAP, right? But extended from support, 2x support. Will break minus a little more than half of an R, 1.7 R. I'll just say minus 1 R. I got to get into TradeZilla. I've been uploading my trades to TradeZilla, and they actually, you can upload the rules to your strategy so that you can actually track what rules you're breaking on what trades, etc., etc. So I'm going to spend some time this weekend doing that, and I'm definitely going to spend some time this weekend in the sim and just kind of get used to just waiting for the perfect setup. I think a few hours of that each day would help tremendously. Because in reality, I'll only spend, from 8 to 11 maybe. 8 to 12 each day looking at the charts, which is, it's a good amount of time, but you're kind of in a different mindset when you're trading, to sit back away from the market and look at the charts and study. I think that would be very beneficial. I need more hours, more time, more seat time, more screen time. So definitely want to spend more time this weekend. Anyway, Microsoft actually was not a bad trade. It was extended from HVS, but it held VWAP. It just, I definitely wouldn't have gone to the target that I wanted it to. Honestly, this type of move up is pretty aggressive. It's not an A+ setup by any means. you know. And I would just rather not take things that are not A plus setups. I would rather have 0 trades today and I just sat back and chatted with my people in the live stream than lost all this money and just reinforced some bad habits, all those types of things. It's just better to just wait for the stuff that you can bank on 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? It's difficult though. It's difficult. So Microsoft, higher low. I bought a higher low off VWAP. I actually got into 2R, and if I had been trading the chart, I would have sold at high of day, and I would have banked some. Profits. But by then, I was already pretty red, and I wanted to recoup. I wanted to try to make my P&L back, so I started trading my P&L. I do that often. I say it out loud too. Like I'm trading my P&L. So the good trade has to be more to me than just making the money back. The actual habit of selling when you're supposed to sell. Because in reality, if I would have sold at the top here, like you're supposed to do, right? One of my cool commenters said that we assume previous highs are tops, right? So you sell there, and what happens? It trends back down to VWAP, and you can try again right here, and then sell again at high day again. So a lot to learn from that trade. I noticed that when I have my risk down at $10 and I just winning a $20 or $30 trade just didn't really have that much meaning to me. So it was easier for me to sell when I was supposed to sell. It was easy for me to just trade the charts. I don't know. Maybe I should go back to $10 risk and go to 5 minutes on my watch screen. That's something I've been contemplating for a long time, and I felt like it was a good thing to do, but I have it's FOMO that keeps me from wanting to do that because I want to get the earliest entry as possible. And a lot of times you miss moves that you could possibly have taken on the 2 or the 1 or whatever, but by the time the 5-minute candle closes, it's already run away from the setup, But I have noticed that the best setups, the ones that I'm really confident about, are the ones that are setting up on the 5 as well. Like when I'm looking at the 2 and then I look down at the 5 and the 5 is lined up too. That's the best kind of setup. So, yeah, not an A plus. What grade is this? I don't know. C. Went to 2R. So my broker kicked me out while I was in the money on this position, so that's why we got this $15 because I was too stubborn to take it out up there. I probably would have added right here and needed to raise my stop up and then would have gotten stopped out. I think I would have tried to keep my stop below VWAP though, so I might have been okay and maybe even added again right there. But yeah, I think this could have turned into a pretty decent trade had I not over risked and jumped into other trades while I was waiting on this. I think I could have really made this one a banger. But, hindsight is crystal clear. All right, let's keep it moving. I don't want to make this thing too long. We're already 15 minutes in. Nvidia. Oh, my gosh. I haven't traded Nvidia well in so long. Since when Nvidia was moving up, like back here in these days, I was having some nice trades on Nvidia. But since it's been in all this chop, I just haven't been doing well. I'm just impatient. You wait for it to clean up, it starts looking a lot more clear. But yeah, so down here, so this is the top of the opening range. Came up, made a high, but then started making lower lows, lower high, lower low. And there's really no reason for me to just assume that it was going to bounce right there. It was at my 2 levels of support. But being that it is a lower low right here, I need more than that. It needs to be a higher low at the 2 levels of support, right? I want to catch that first higher low. I'm sorry, higher high. I want higher low. No, it's higher low. I want to catch that first higher low at support, like the beginning of the change of the trend. And this is just, just jumping in the way of this thing on its way down. This was a better entry. But what happened with this one? Oh, I added way too overzealously. I did not need to add right there. My rule for adding is that you add when it comes back to test VWAP while you're in the position. That's your opportunity to add. I would have gotten stopped out anyway, so it didn't really matter. But adding up here is ridiculous. Adding in the middle of the move up, like on green, at least wait for some red candles. Like, at least could have waited for right here to add. And then my stop loss could have been under there. But yeah, so what is this? Nvidia bought lower high at 2x support, continued down. Rule break. Yeah, actually, I did take that second entry, which was on a higher low, but no higher high. So half of the criteria. It's like all these exceptions. Okay, it's not a higher high, but it is a higher low. Like, bro, that's not A+. That's half of the criteria. Just stay out of it, man. Just stay out of it. I don't even want to talk about Wayfair. Ugly price action. Like, price action telling you that there's no volume. Look at the opening candle. Like, what is that? Nobody cared about this stock. I was by myself in here with some algorithm computers. Yeah, this was dumb. It's so clear. You got the aggressive pullback, right? And then when it gets to VWAP and support, it doesn't do anything. It just lags out. And we got these topping tails here, topping tail here, topping tail there. It's like obvious that it's going down. It's trying to tell me, but I'm ignoring it. Bought low volume. No momentum. Set up at 2x support. And then not only that, but I lost way more than I should have on it. Yeah, so really, it's patience. Today I was impatient and wasn't willing to wait. It's got to be A+ setup or no trade. Like, that's it. A+ setups or no trade. Higher high, higher low at the level I want, or don't trade it. That's it. Like, I want to wait. There are other setups happening, and there are stocks that are moving up, but they don't fit into my playbook, and I don't have rules or guidelines on how to separate the high probability entries on those type of plays because I don't play with them. So I really have no choice because of my playbook, because I've chosen to just have one setup in my playbook. I have no choice but to sit on my hands and wait for that. And that's intentional because I want to perfect this one thing. And I just have to really accept A plus or no trades. A plus or no trade. That's it, man. So yeah, last 2 days max loss. Super disappointing trades, man. Just bad trading, bad discipline. Um, my guy Ellingford, he came in again today. I was worried that y'all jumped on him too much yesterday in the live chat, but he a grown man. He ain't worried about all that. But he came today and was like, you're trading the wrong stocks. You're not trading the things that are in play. Now, most of these that I have over my screen were gapping up with big volume this morning. So, but aside from that, if I have stocks that are not in play, then they shouldn't set up, right? Because if none of these stocks were in play and none of them set up, then I shouldn't have taken entries on them, right? Like it's not like I took perfect setups but they didn't work. Then I would say, okay, the reason there's no follow through because this stock isn't in play and nobody else is trading it. There's no volume. That would make sense. But I got big reasons on why I shouldn't have taken any of these. Big, clear reasons. So even if I did find the perfect stocks that are in play, if I continue to trade like this, I will lose money on those too. So I just got to tighten up, man. Hate to go into the weekend on this note, man. I I was hoping to go into the weekend excited, but now I kind of have to go into the weekend. It's not a bad thing though. Just knowing that I got work to do, and I got work to do on myself, and I'm gonna do that work because I want this real bad, man. I want this relentlessly, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep doing this thing. I'm gonna keep reviewing my trades. I'm gonna keep reading these charts over the weekend. I'm gonna spend some time in the sim this weekend, and come back to the drawing board Monday, ready to be disciplined, patient, and trade the A plus setups, or sit on my hands and chat with y'all in the live stream, man. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and join us Monday morning in the live stream, man. We've been having a good time talking strategies, talking charts, talking life. It's been real cool, man. Anyway, hit the like button for me, and I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.